Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fat Cracker Homestead. Figured I'd do a little swing time porch talk with you. Well, I got my peanuts oil to boil. I'm doing another batch this weekend. Had some days this week kind of hit me wrong. I wanted to touch on them a little bit. It might be a little rant, but I just wanted to speak my mind. I just want to give you a little backstory. I was born and raised here in Florida. Hence the name Cracker. I'm a Florida cracker. And as you can tell, I'm fat, so that's where you get Fat Cracker. Well, let's just say I was brought up, you got to work for what you want. You got to work to succeed. You got to work to get things. You got to work to have what you want, pretty much. You got to work to pay bills. You got to work to pay for everything. You got to work to take care of your family. There's no easy way. It's something you have to do. And I'm a Gen X kid. So I was brought up, to play until the street lights come on, stay outside all day, use your imagination. Things this world's gone away from for a while now. My main thing, just a little backstory. Like I said, Gen X kid, I brought up. I had a dad, boomer dad. Love him to death. He taught me pretty much to take care of myself. Bought my own car, did this and that. He helped me with some things, but it was basically me doing it the whole time I was growing up. And his biggest thing is he wanted me to graduate high school. Well, I kind of let him down in that fact. When I went through high school, I was a mess up. I was a screw up. Too much of a class clown, didn't want to go, skipped school all the time. Failed the 9th grade 3 times. The first 2 times was just me clowning. The third time, I decided I wanted to do right and finish. But still had an issue with going to school. Let's just say I missed too many days, so they took my credits from me. That's a whole different story. Anyways, dropped out of high school, went to a vocational school, learning mechanical drafting, wanted to get an architectural drafting. They ended up dropping the drafting course after my first year in that technical school, vocational school, and put me in typing. So that led me down the wrong path too. So I dropped out of there. So all around school dropout. I fell into what I call the Polk County curse. And a lot of my friends I hung out with, they fell down that road. Pretty much we all did. We all dropped out of school, all my friends. But only a few of us picked ourselves up, straightened up, and got ahead in life and are still pushing through, doing the best we can, not falling into dropouts, being told we were never going to be nothing and follow that path. I couldn't follow that path to be nothing. I wanted to take care. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to succeed. I wanted to have what I wanted. I wanted to live in a house. I wanted to own a house. So I put my mind forward to it to come up out of that crowd. And I did. Let me just say, going down, I had jobs. I worked in a lot of manufacturers and stuff like that. But I was a clown. Playing around with drugs and just fooling around, running around, doing crazy things. Didn't take life serious. Late teens, early 20s. And then around about 22, up until 22, probably about from 20 to 22, I worked for a service company. Doing what I like to do, taking machines apart, putting them together in customers' offices and stuff like that. The pay wasn't great. It was low for back in the day. I think it was $7 an hour. Nowadays, that you don't see that anymore. But found a better job in a more industrial setting, manufacturing. Went there, started out green. And that's where, it ain't where I first learned it. I learned it growing up. If I did a job wrong, I got called out about it. I got called I got called stupid. I got called this from several people I work for. I got called names from all through school. Look at me. I've been big my whole life. Of course I was teased, but I held my own. I was a clown, but I had a lot of friends. By the time I left that high school, I was well known and wasn't bothered, but because they knew it didn't hurt my feelings because I grew used to it. I learned to adapt past it. Anyways, back to my work. So I worked in a manufacturing setting and worked through there. Had some rough bosses. They call you out if you did something stupid. If you didn't know what you were doing, they would call you out, in which I took that. Because if you called me stupid about something I was doing, it was my job to figure out how to do it the right way so you wouldn't call me stupid again. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like being called stupid. And that's where I got real hard in working on machines. Now, I've always loved working on machines. Even when I was a teenager, I took lawnmowers apart, put them back together. Majority of the time, if I take something apart, I put it back together. I can make it run. I can make it run right. I'm not experienced in any way. I'm not a good car mechanic, so don't rely on that. I'll do my best, but it ain't going to be quick, and it probably won't be cheap if I work on it. But anyways, just hard work. I was taught hard work pays off. My dad went to work every day, tried to make sure the bills were paid, made sure we were fed, made sure we had a roof over our head. That was his goals in life. And he wanted to see us succeed. And like I said, I was a failure to him. But anyways, I went through this industrial setting. I worked for a company that made concrete block for houses and stuff like that. Well, when the housing, during this time, let me go there first. During this time, dating girls, clowning around, never took nothing serious. Realized I wanted a family, and the girl I was with at the time, she wasn't that. She wasn't that kind of material. So, needless to say, left her, went on about my business. I met my wife online. We met up at a local store, walked around and talked and conversated, got to know each other a little bit, and proceeded to date from that point on. So we dated, and I worked there making concrete block for houses. Well, this is around 2006 that I met her. We were dating for a couple years, and she had a 5-year-old son, and he was something else. He's a good kid, just in a situation, dad issues. His dad finally come around and started doing right. And things happen. But he's a good kid. He's always been a good kid. I was hard on him, but I tried to teach him to do right. Paid for him to play football, all that. I did try to make sure he had a decent life. But yeah, I was on him quite hard, and I know I was. But I think I did a good job because he's a good kid today, good man today. Let me say that. Since he's 25 now. He was 5 when I first came into his life. He's moved out, gotten married. Him and his wife live south of here, and they're doing pretty good. They're having fun. They're doing well. He's had some downfalls and some bad luck, and he's pulled through it. He's pulling through some stuff right now. I hope he keeps going and everything works out there. I really pray for him every day. But he's the first one. Like I said, that was my first shot at a real family. Me and my wife, we were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. We moved in together. We lived together in a 2-bedroom apartment. I was making block. Well, the housing crisis in 2008 come around, and I was struggling. My job was going. I had my job. It was good. I was making good money. When I started, I was making $12. At that time, I was a lead, making about $18 an hour. I know that ain't nothing now, but it was something then, and that wasn't long ago. But just doing that, keeping things alive, we're living good, this and that. Well, along that time, before we moved into our apartment, my wife got pregnant with my daughter. And when we had her, we were living with my parents at the time. When she had my daughter, I decided it was time to move out, and we had our family. And we were going to move out and live it there. Anyways, like I said, I pretty much knew that time it was time to work, time to earn my keep, time to make sure my family was taken care of, make sure there was a roof over their head. And I was doing my best to keep everything like that. We had our own place. I ended up moving into another place from the apartment and decided I wanted a house, not an apartment. So we moved into a little double wide trailer. And in that process, about a half a year, 6 months into it, 6 months into it, the housing market dropped out. I got laid off. So we were doing what we could to squeak by, and had some misfortunes and stuff like that. I had my unemployment. That kept us in the house I was renting at the time kept me in the house I was renting for a while because I couldn't find work. I didn't have a diploma. I didn't have anything. All I knew was working and making block. There wasn't nothing out there to help me. So I looked into it. Thought, okay, I got to do something to get better. So I went down to the local adult school here in town. Told them I want to get my GED. They go, well, you want classes? I said, no. I want to take the test to get my GED. I believe I could do it. They said, you sure? I said, I'm sure. I paid my money. They set me up for the class. When I walked in to the building that day, I sat down and the lady goes, okay, we're going to hand out this test. And she goes, I want to let y'all know this ain't a GED. This is a high school diploma. So I'm like, okay, even better. So I took my test, waited a couple weeks, get a letter in the mail asking if I wanted to walk the stage. I graduated with my diploma in there. I replied back I wasn't going to walk the stage. I was just happy to have my diploma. Still jobless, looking for work, couldn't find work. Every day looking for work, trying to do stuff. My wife's out doing stuff to keep us going. And I lived off the government at that time, but I'm not going to try to get too much into politics. Just some things I disagree with in this little rant, but a little story about my life. Anyway, so we're living off the government, food stamps, Medicaid, stuff like that. Well, I decided I got to do something. So I got my diploma now, so I want to get into computers. I always loved computers. My service job had to do with computers and stuff like that, so I would work on computers. I had my own. I love tearing them apart. I love putting them back together. So I decided to go to school for computer science. So I went to a little local school here all my whole life. Seen the commercials for it, thought it was legit, got told it was legit. They told me it was legit. Went in there for 2 years for my associates. Well, during that tenure, I'm in there. Like I said, I got laid off at $18, $19 an hour. Almost done with my 2 years. And the lady, they called me in the office and they go, okay, how much are you looking to make when you get out of school? I said, well, going to college and I'm going to make a college degree. I'd like to make, and I just went realistic, $13, $14 an hour. They told me I was out of my mind. I need to lower my standards. I need to be thinking about more like $9, $10 an hour. So that just shot me right there. That killed me. I'm going to school and paying this money for $9, $10 an hour. So I'm like, okay. So I made it through school. I went ahead and finished. Got out. Didn't even walk the stage there. They asked me if I wanted to walk the stage. No. So now I got an associate's degree in computer science. Still no job. Still can't find work. I was told I could go to a local cable company because they were part of the school and I'd get a job, no problem. Went there, they laughed at me. So that's when I realized that school was a bust and I wasted 2 years of my life trying to succeed and it was a failure. Anyways, keep on going. Found a little guy in town that had a computer business. Figured I want to do computers, so I went into it with him. And he brought me in his business. We talked. He said, I want you to come along with me for a day. We're going to do service calls and stuff like that. And I got a little shop you can work at. So he's like, all right. He said, see what you know. So we rode around. And I'm looking for work. I need work. I already got it. By this time, I couldn't pay my rent. So I had to move out. And I moved in with my mom and dad after a few other people. And by this time, I had my second daughter and my youngest son. And so it's a family of 6 now, and we're moving around, trying to find a place. And I did not want to do that because my life, I moved around a lot. And I didn't want to move around a lot with my kids. So, going, I'm living with my mom and dad. They're living in a little 3-bedroom apartment. We're all piled up in this 3-bedroom apartment. I'm miserable. Gotta find work. This guy came up. So I went there, rode along with him for the day. He had a little service van we were riding in. He went to a shop. We go to the shop. Points me to this computer. So this lady brought it in, a little old lady, probably about 75 is what she said, brought it in. It's running slow. She wants to know what to do to fix it. So I get in there. I don't know who the old lady had, but I saw what the problem was with her computer. Somebody in her house, or been coming to her house, put a lot of stuff on, malware and stuff on it. And I knew how to take care of it. So I went and took the malware off. The computer's running back up to speed, blah, blah, blah. The guy come in and said, well, how is it? I said, it's back up to speed, nothing slowing it down, it's ready to rock. Well, he goes, no, we can't do it that way. What do you mean? He goes, I think I'm going to try to talk her into buying a new computer. So that right there didn't sit well with me either. That's not honest. I know it's business, but it's not honest. She brought it in for some simple fix. Charged the race to fix it. Don't try to upgrade her to a new computer. But he did. So then another thing, he called her and said, can you come in? We can talk about it. So he handed me another computer. They wanted more memory. So he said, let's go down to local Staples. We went down to local Staples. He didn't have nothing on hand. We walk in there. We find a bigger hard drive. I think we paid $200 for the hard drive. Come back, he's charged them $500 for the hard drive. That's to a 150% increase for the hard drive. So that didn't sit well with me. And then talked to these people, got the old lady to buy a new computer. It didn't sit well. So luck of the draw, I get home that day. Well, no, I didn't get home. We went back to the guy's office. We go to his office. He sat there talking to me. He asked me how many kids I had. Told him 4. Asked me how long I've been married. Because after I had my daughter, I got married to my wife. But asked me how long I've been married. I said, a couple years. He goes, how much are you expecting to make? I said, I'd like to make $13 an hour. He said, oh, no, that ain't going to happen. He said, you're going to start out about $6 an hour. Had to buy you some pants and stuff like that. And I already told him I've been jobless and living with my parents. I want to get out of there. And that's what he told me. I had to work to earn my way up. In which I understand that, but come on, I got a college degree. You're shady, and this is what you're trying me with. So he was all about his money, I saw. So I'm going home pretty much defeated. Like, I don't want to do this. This ain't the right thing. And I don't know if it's something in the situation got out there, and I got a phone call. Somebody I worked for when I worked in manufacturing, making block, got bought out, and they were looking to hire people. So they hired me in higher than everybody else because they knew my experience. I go in there, and I work. And I tell you, it ain't a month or two after I started working, I had my own place because I worked every bit of overtime I could to get the money to move out. And I finally had a house for my family again. Yeah, it was rented, but it was a house for my family to be in again. We weren't living with people. So we lived there for 3-4 years. During that 3 or 4 years, I made it the supervisor at the place I was working. Left, and things got a little sketchy around there. I didn't see it lasted too long, and management was a little crazy. I figured I'd try to find something better with what I know, so I went online, and I found the business I'm working for now. I've been working here for 11 years, going on 12, and doing pretty decent. Working on machines, that's the best part, just working on the machines, making them run, watching them run. Some of the people were good. The company was real good when I started, but things have changed. The world's changed, and everything's changed with it. But me, I guess. Needless to say, back to my kids. We'll go there first. Like I said, I was brought up, work for what you get. Things get hard. Adapt and overcome. Don't lay down like I did when I was younger. you lay down, you fall into the trap. So anyways, that was my goal, to instill that in my kids, my stepson, and my 3 other kids. So like I said, my stepson, I was hard on him through school. I wanted him to succeed. He played football. I took him to football games, city league, high school ball, all that. And I watched him walk the stage. And I was proud. And I'm proud of him to this day. He's doing good. Next one, my first daughter. Had her before me and my wife, about a year before me and my wife got married. And same thing with her. She was my sidekick when I was laid off. She spent every day with me while my wife was out helping, making things by, and while I was working. But most of the time I was at the house while my wife was working and making things happen. So my little sidekick, got her in school, and she did good all through school. She was exceptional. She was an athlete. I remember when her brother played football. She's 4 years old. She wanted to play football. She's a little bitty old thing, so I'm like, nah, can't let you play football. How about cheerleading? So I put her in cheerleading, and I'll tell you this, that little girl hated me for putting her in cheerleading because she wanted to play football. Well, needless to say, she had one season of cheerleading, and then I talked her into playing baseball, at the time T-ball. Went to T-ball. She had one season of T-ball, went up to machine pitch ball, then went to softball. Did real good at softball. Well, my wife landed a job at a local private school, and we got 50% off of them to go there. So we put them in private school. And my daughter took off there. Middle school, she was in finished elementary there, middle school. Meanwhile, my other daughter come up. She's my beauty queen. And she's doing her thing. We take her to beauty pageants and this and that. She's my girl. She's my cheerleader. And then my son, we'll get into those two, but now it's my middle daughter. We'll go through her. All through school, she's playing soccer, volleyball, basketball. Basketball was her thing. When middle school, we travel ball, we take her to play basketball. Travel around the state, take her to play basketball. She went up to high school, and we took her out of that private school and put her in public schools because my wife found a better job to a point. And trust me, the private school wasn't better than public school. They only cared about the sports system. So they brought in kids from public schools on a certain plan from the state so they could get in there for free so they could have a good athlete to make their football team or basketball team or whatever go to state. So they didn't really care about the education. And anyway, so far, sorry, my neighbor's driving down in his truck there. But so forth, my wife left that job. My daughter went to a public high school. She ended up going to a charter school affiliated with her, but had to do with aircraft mechanics and stuff like that. When she played high school for the public high school close to us wasn't a good school, but she played basketball there, And then while she's doing that, we're doing travel ball, traveled all over the South, Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, all over the state. Years of travel ball. And she was good. She had college offers to go there. She's 18 now. Her last year of high school basketball was kind of a bad situation. Her coach one coach left early, another coach took over, promised big things. That coach left. Half the team left. She was the only vet on the team, and got all new girls, all JV players on a varsity team. They were getting smashed. And my daughter's pretty much her and another girl were the only ones doing the work. Needless to say, they canceled the football team because all the girls quit. So she was left high and dry on her basketball career. But needless to say, she made a choice. She decided to go into the military. She's doing good. We write to her every day or every week. She writes back. Love hearing her letters. Love talking to her when she calls. She's doing good. She's doing good for herself. Now my other two are still in the house. They're young. My daughter is here. She's 15, about to be 16, and my son's 14. They're both good. They're good at school. Play sports. My boy plays baseball. My daughter plays volleyball. She's smart. She's real good. She wants to be a counselor, and I think she'll do good being a counselor. But anyways, and then my boy, he's a gamer and hasn't figured out what he wants to do yet, but I think he'll get there. He wants to work. He wants to earn money, so we'll be working on that. And then not too long ago, we had a young one dropped off. He's 3 years old. We're in the process of adopting him. Sorry, this is a long drawn out about how my life is, but got a lot of kids. I plan on leading him down the right path. All the other ones are on the right track. I hope they do good and succeed. I'm sure they will. My other two are doing real well. I want them to keep going. But and as my daughter's 18, my oldest daughter's 18, and me and my wife have been married for 17 years, been together for over 20. And my wife's done a lot. She's always busy, stressed. She does more for the kids than I do because I work all day. She works all day, but she still does more for the kids than I do. I can say that. But I try to raise them right. I try to raise them with the same morals I have. Work for what you want. You got to earn it. It ain't going to fall in your lap. Like the peanut thing, me and my boy been doing the peanuts the last couple of weekends, selling them out in the yard and selling people at work. And just showing you what it's like to work for for money. It ain't going to come to you for free. Well, that's pretty much what I have to deal with. And the phrase around the house is, we don't call anybody stupid. We don't call anybody retarded. That's two words that ain't allowed in my house. Now they slip up and I let them know. And, but my biggest thing is like I'm trying to raise them to what I call adapt, overcome, and succeed. When things get hard and looks like there's no end, we adapt to it, we overcome it, and we succeed from it. And that's what I try to teach them. I've been knocked down. I've been down and out. I've been out, not figured out how I'm going to take care of them. And I fought my way back up, and I won't go down that far again. I'll make sure of that. So now to my rant. Like I said, my daughter went in the military, and she's in boot camp now. I'm not going to say what branch or anything. But follow these Facebook pages, and I watch these moms worried about their kids, miss their kids. Yes, I miss my daughter. Don't get me wrong. I miss my daughter. That was my sidekick for years. Love her to death. She was a pain in my butt there for a while at the end because I was constantly worried about her and she's wanting to do her thing, and I let her do her thing. But now she's off there, and yes, I miss her. Yes, I worry about her. But watching these moms, and I just saw one today, and like I probably got kicked off the Facebook page for what I said back to her. But she was talking about, how could he talk to these kids this way? I got a letter from my son. It's kind of disturbing. How could these recruiters, how could these officers talk to the kids this way? Blah, blah, blah. This is concerning. Why are they allowed to do that? They shouldn't be allowed to do that. So I just simply said, back off, Karen. Your kid's an adult now. He signed up for this. We're teaching him to be sailors or soldiers, not a bunch of cupcakes. This is for an elite fighting force to protect our country. I hate to say it. If I got somebody standing on the front line and the guy across the battlefield calls him a name or yells at him, I don't want somebody there that we got coming at us. When he gets yelled at, it's going to cry and coddle and call his mom to help him fight that battle. I want him to be ready to go out there and take it like, oh man, that don't bother me. I'm going to go do it. That's the way I was brought up when I got called names. Like I said, look at me. I'm fat. Been fat my whole life. I have been called fat. Ain't bothered by it. So you just got to adapt and overcome. But that's my biggest rant. That's the world today. That's what gets to me. How the world turned to this soft, weak way. This soy. I don't know how to say it. It's so feminine. I don't want to say feminine because some women I know are real strong and can handle it too. It's just a soft generation or something. I don't know. I can't place it. I don't want my kids to be soft like that. That's why I'm on them like that. I cuss. I tell them about themselves where they do wrong. I tell them, was that the right thing? I try to teach them the right things to do. I try to teach them to do it right. But they get criticism from me. I will criticize them, and I will get in their feelings. It's what I'm designed to do so they can overcome it when they go out in the real world. Because I know there's going to be a day when I'm not there, when their mom's not there, and they're left all alone to fight the world themselves. Then what are they going to do then? Who are they going to cry to? They're going to lay down and just let it happen? No. I want them to fight through it, succeed from it, adapt. That's what I want them to do. But all over the world today, even in a job, you can't tell anybody no more. You don't know what you're doing. You need to do it right. This is the way it's supposed to be done. Do it the way I tell you. We have rules. Follow those rules. If you can't follow those rules, you need to hit the road. It's that simple. If you can't work on the machines and you can't get it after so long, you got to hit the road. You got probationary periods. That's what that used to be designed for. That I've been told the last couple of years, no, it ain't that way anymore. Then why is it a probationary period? You get me? Now listen, what I'm saying now might make some people mad, might piss you off. You might not like hear what I got to say. But here's the thing. You don't like it. You call me a fat bigot or a fat hypocrite or whatever you want to call me, and you can change the channel and go on and watch your little cupcake films or whatever you want to watch. But the real world ain't that way. You know it. I know it. You go out there and get called something, what you going to do? You're going to go to HR. I bet if you do, you do. And you probably get somebody in trouble. Woohoo. You ruined somebody's life because you couldn't handle what they said to you. And when everything's gone and you can't succeed because you ain't got nobody to back you up no more, then what? You're going to lay down and just let it happen. You're just going to give in and give up. And that's where you get people being taught. These kids are being taught. You see these kids go out and get made fun of. And it's been in the human nature since the beginning of time. There are bullies. I'm not saying to be a bully, but there have been bullies through history. And we've all survived and made it this far. Everybody's got their place in society. But you got to learn to take the bully. You can't go out and get bullied, then cry, and then no. He made fun of me. Nobody's going to help me. So I'm done with myself and I'm going to take my life. That's sad. That's real sad. That's somebody that wasn't taught the right thing to do. That wasn't taught to take that, let it roll off your shoulder, get up, pick yourself up, and succeed. Don't bow down and wait for somebody to come save the day. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep pushing through. I'm in rough times now. We're all in rough times now. Things going on out here we can't control. And trust me, this side ain't going to take care of me or you. It's going to be us to take care of ourselves. That's what this country was designed for. That's why we're supposed to be free. I could argue that point right now, but I won't go into it. I don't want to get into the politics side of it. The only way for anybody to succeed and pull through is they got to pick themselves up, brush it off, and push through, learn from what you're dealing with, and succeed from it. Don't sit back, oh, I can't handle this, coddle down, cry, and let it just beat you down until you're not there anymore. Give it to them. Give them what they want. A mind slave. That's what I call it, a mind slave, a soft individual. And like I said, some people might not agree with what I'm saying. And if you don't, this is your freedom. Change the channel. Pick another video. I'm not stopping you. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I ain't got many viewers right now. I might not hit it big. This was just for fun. This is just for something to get on the show, me cooking, my homestead. And I'm out here in the heat, pushing through to do this. It's a hobby of mine. I wanted to be better. I'm struggling with it, but I haven't give up. I'm a little lazy. I'm a little tired when it comes down to work with it, but I still get out there and do what I want to do. I get it done. Might be 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 105 degrees outside, but it is what it is. I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. I need to do more. I'm about to push myself to do more. And that's the thing. You got to push through all that. You can't let it keep beating you down. My job plays a mental toll on me. And it's not the work. The work, I love it. I love to be baffled by a machine, can't figure it out. And just sit there and try to beat my head off of it, troubleshoot it until finally I figured out that's the biggest thrill, the biggest feeling in the world is when you get it after you fought it for so long. But the politics behind the job, you can't say this person can't do their job. You can't say this person needs to go somewhere. This ain't for them. You can't do that. Everybody has a place. That's why we got second place trophies. There can't be no number ones by themselves. Somebody else has got to get a trophy. That's the problem with the world today. And like I said, this is a rant, and I'm sorry if it's long and it's aggravating. It's just something on my chest I wanted to get off. And like I said, I'm out here boiling peanuts. So figured I'd get on here and just speak my mind. I got some more videos coming. I got a cooking video. I'll release it here in the next couple hours or tomorrow. But we need to get together. We all need to come together and get past this. We got to get out of this soft entitlement. I'm entitled to this. No, you're not entitled to nothing. Get out there and work for it. Get out there and earn it. Whether you're a millionaire or you're dirt poor, work to succeed. Work to adapt and overcome. Because it don't matter. With the way things are going, we're all going to be on the same level, same playing field before it's over with. Because nobody cares about us anywhere else. They're going to use us for what we got, our labor, our money, and stuff like that. And that's what it is. We're helping them every day. But you got to work past it to help yourself too. Because you're still going to be helping them. They still tax you. They still will do all this. So there ain't no fighting that. Anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest. We got to stop being so soft. Stop raising them soft. Realize this. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter what sex you are. Really. We all need to come together as a people. Start raising young men and women that can handle life like we can. Like most of us can. Of course, some of us can't because they were raised the wrong way. And that only falls back on either not having parents or not having parents that knew how to raise you right. I'm sorry if I hurt feelings. Like I said, change the video. You change the video, that makes you happy, you're happy. I'm saying what I want to say. I'm going to get it off my chest. Anyways, I'm going to cut it right here, guys. That's a little rant. Sorry it was so long, but had to get it off my chest. It's been on my chest weight heavy for a while. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Get out there, work hard at it, push through it, adapt, overcome, and succeed and survive. That's what we do. Y'all have a good night. And remember, if you ain't working at it and you ain't pushing through it, you ain't doing it right, bud. Have a good night. Oh, and don't forget, if you like it, subscribe to it, hit the bell, and share. Y'all have a good one.